Once again, welcome to English ESL Way with Mithika, and in today's lesson, we're going to look at two modal verbs, that is should and must, and one semi-modal verb that is often confused with must, it is have to. So first we'll look at the formulation and then we'll understand the usage and the differences. And I request you to watch the next video which I made to assess your performance, and it is very interesting. So please do watch that video also, and if you're ready, we can begin. Let's look at the formulation first. Should and must are real modal verbs, and therefore, like all modal verbs, they are always followed by the infinitive without to. Like should do, must do. They are same for all the pronouns. I should, he should, it should, etc. And also, they do not need auxiliaries. They take direct negative and question forms. So you could say I should not or shouldn't, we must not or mustn't. For asking question, should I, must we. And finally, they never combine with another modal verb. So you can't say you should can, you have to replace can with an alternative and say you should be able to, or instead of he will must, say he will have to. Have to is a semi-modal verb. It is like a modal verb because it fulfills a specific function, but it behaves like an ordinary verb in its formulation. It is followed by the infinitive without to, means with base form, have to do. But it is not the same for all the pronouns. It is conjugated according to the pronouns. So you have to say I have to, he has to, she has to, etc. And it needs auxiliary. It doesn't take direct negative and question form like other modal forms. So you need to say I don't have to, she doesn't have to. For question you need to say do I have to or does she have to. And finally, we can combine with other modal forms. For example, you could say you will have to or he might have to. So let's start with the usage of should. We use should to express an opinion and giving advice or asking for advice. For example, I believe nurses to have higher salaries. So here I'm expressing an opinion with should. You look tired. I think you should have some rest. And now I'm trying to give advice with should. In negative form I should say, you shouldn't make a rushed decision. Let's see how we ask for advice. Do you think we should phone her? Or what should I say when I speak to him? Now did you notice when we speak for advice, we ask for an advice, we use should in question form. So the second usage is expressing an expectation. Here we say he should arrive any minute. He shouldn't be long now. He shouldn't have arrived by now. So whatever I'm expecting, I'm telling you here. And the third usage of should is to express a regret about a past action. You did something wrong and you are regretting about it. You should have been more careful. I hadn't been careful, I'm regretting now. I shouldn't have said that. I said something, now I'm regretting. Now pay attention on this also. Ought to is synonym for should. It generally sounds more formal than should and is less commonly used, particularly in question form. So you could say, you ought to have some rest. He ought to make a rest decision. He oughtn't to have said that. Or ought we to phone her? But it would be uncommon to say in a question form. Let's move on. Also, Should but not ought to is also used to express a small possibility. If I should ever go back there, I will not make the same mistake again. So you cannot use ought to here. Should you need any further assistance, do not hesitate to contact me. So here again we cannot replace the should with ought to. Right then, let's move on to must. The first usage is expressing a necessity felt by the speaker. We use must for present and future both. He is very ill. What is must, for you to do here is you must call a doctor now. We mustn't lose the match tomorrow or we will out of the tournament. This is the best book I have ever read. You must read it too. You mustn't hesitate to call me if you need a help. The second usage of must is expressing a prohibition. Once again, it is also used in the present or future. Let's see how you are prohibited at the airport. So you mustn't use your mobile devices during the takeoff. You must not be late for your interview tomorrow. And the third usage of must is to express an assumption in the present or past and in affirmative sentences only. So you must be tired after your long day. Here we are assuming from the present situation he must have read my letter because he repeated exactly what I had written. Okay, let's have a look at have to. It is used to express an external obligation in positive sentences only. So for example, you have to make an appointment to see him. She has failed her exam, so she has to retake it. So it's a kind of obligation we are putting. So the second usage is to express a necessity or obligation in the past. He was very ill. We had to call the doctor immediately. He was very busy. I had to make an appointment to see him. So what was necessity to do in the past, we are changing have to have to. So let's move on to the third usage, that is removing a necessity or an obligation, and it can be used for present, past and future. So he feels much better now. You don't have to call a doctor. I didn't have to make an appointment to see him. It is for the past. Let's see how we will frame for the future. She has passed her exam. She won't have to retake it. Now you have to note something. As you can see, the main difference between must and have to is that must is a necessity felt by the speaker, whereas have to is an external obligation or rule. And if this difference is not relevant, you can use must and have to interchangeably in positive sentences only. So remember this. However, you need to be careful that in negative, must not is still a necessity or an obligation, not to do something, a prohibition, whereas don't have to removes the necessity or obligation. So whenever there is an obligation, use must not don't have to. And second point, as must has no past tense, both obligation and necessity are expressed with had to in the past tense. So remember this point also. And now, need to is a softer alternative to both must and have to. So you could say I must, or you could say need to finish this tonight because I want to take tomorrow off. So you can replace it with have to also. I have to, need to finish this tonight. My deadline is tomorrow. Do I need to finish this tonight? I do need to finish this tonight. So need to is an ordinary verb and it takes the auxiliary therefore. You may also come across the modal verb need, and it is very common modal verb and can only be used in negative sentences and questions. So you may also have heard people saying, do I need to finish this? Is equal to need I finish this? I don't need to finish this. This is all about your modal verbs which we covered through this video series. And if you still feel any problem, you can feel free to ask me, or you can put into the comment box. I'll definitely get back to you. So till then, happy studies, bye bye, and thank you for watching.